towards that black person. There's a lot of passive aggressive stuff going on. But I digress. See, what's up, Richard Spencer? I see Richard Spencer down here. What you been up to, Richard? I see Richard. Richard, hop on. Let me get Richard Spencer in here. Our old buddy Richard Spencer. Hop on, Richard. We ain't seen you in a minute. You've been laying low for a minute, Rich. Hop on if you can.
Hey, Tariq, how are you doing?
Hey, good. How you been, Mr. Spencer?
Yeah, I've been quite well. The weather
You've
is
been laying low,
further.
man. You've been laying low. You've been. What's going on? Why you been laying so low out there in the movement for a while?
Well, I'm not really that interested in the movement, so to speak, and I'm just focused on other things. I just focused on publishing projects and kind of not repeating a lot of mistakes that I and others made. So that's what I'm focused on now.
What are some of the mistakes you think that you and some of the other white supremacists have made?
Well, yeah, I mean, I won't object to you calling me names or whatever. I'll just so we can move on to the
The-
conversation, but you don't have to do
was
that.
I didn't know that was a name. You guys were
Well, okay,
that's you guys.
let's not dwell on something. We'll have the conversation. It's okay.
Oh,
Um,
okay, no, that was you the one running around. You were promoting white.
oh, I dropped out there.
Go ahead. Yeah, you go ahead.
There, I'm back. Sorry, I dropped out.
No problem. But yeah, you guys, you guys were running around kind of promoting white supremacy and talking about how great white society was, and that was you guys. I didn't put words in your mouth, Richard. I'm just
Right. No, I won't. I won't object to
okay.
this just so we can
Okay,
have
I
the
don't want you to think I'm
conversation.
calling names. I'm not trying to. Okay,
Yeah, that's
okay.
fine. No problem. So yeah, I mean, I think we were, and I was, I mean, I guess I could only speak for myself. I mean, I was extremely naive about Trump. I think that I had a pretty sound understanding of politics and the difficulty of it all, but it was just like this, gift from heaven, and everything seemed to be going right. And he was crazy and a horrible candidate in many ways, but it just kept working. And the spotlight's intoxicating and all that. But I don't think I really fully understood the serious issues of Trump and that he was going to create just such a disaster. The other thing, which I think is a problem, is the problem of populism, or I guess you could say, white populism, is that you can think that they are on your side or that they want something good. But I feel like these movements, like appealing directly to MAGA, I feel like MAGA is always going to just end up in this circus act like it did today, where it's, the election was stolen and Trump is the son of Jesus or son of God or whatever.
Right,
And
right.
all of this just kind of nonsense. And I just don't think
So
there's really anything productive there.
yeah. So how do you guys feel? Well, you personally, how do you
Yeah.
feel about the birth rate thing? Because I know that was a big issue with you and certain other people that was on the right. Um, the dwindling birth rate within the dominant society. Are you still? Is that a major concern for you personally? Still?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's definitely a major concern, and I would take it to another level in the sense that I think the major concern is not just like the dwindling birth rate, but who is having children, and uh, there are a lot of really talented people who want to pursue a career or don't really make bringing children into the world a primary motive, and that's a really big problem,
Right.
because there are people who still are having a lot of kids with reckless abandon, to be honest. But to take it to the political level, what I see happening is, I mean, remember the amount of Hispanics that are becoming attracted to MAGA it's something that is talked about in the mainstream media, but it's kind of an undercurrent. And even a lot of black men that are attracted to MAGA, I think, is a really big thing. So all of this kind of demographics is destiny, when it's articulated in terms of like the GOP is going to go away because whites don't have enough kids or whatever, I don't think that's actually correct. I think there's going to be a kind of um, multiracial populist movement that's going to be QAnon infused, and it's going to be just as ridiculous and 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 really counterproductive as the Trump movement. It might be actually a lot worse.
Right. Well, I know. I remember you saying at one point, as far as the birth rate thing, and in order to combat the dwindling birth rate of white society and the rising birth rate of non-white society, one of your quotes was, "Well, we, as the dominant society, we might have to be a little nasty." So, do you feel like you still have to be a little nasty in order to kind of get that situation in order?
Well, I don't remember using the word nasty. I mean, I've said certainly a lot of provocative things, but maybe I did, maybe I didn't.
You did. You did. I
But
got the quote, but go ahead.
okay, okay, that's fine. I mean, I would need the larger context for that.
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
But
You're like, you get nasty. Like, get nasty how? How are you going to get nasty? You know?
well, I probably meant get nasty, like in the way of like implying being sexy. Get nasty.
No, no, it wasn't that. It wasn't sexy. No, 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 it wasn't that at all. But anyway, man. Hey, man, thank you so much for tapping in, Richard. Man, I appreciate you for tapping in. Thank you. All right, that's Richard Spencer. I think Richard is trying to back up off some of the white supremacist views now. Yeah, but yeah, we see you, Richard. We see you. All right.